Welcome, devoted fans of Days of Our Lives, to the electrifying recap brought to you by Days Drama Digest, your go-to source for the pulse-pounding drama that unfolds in the heart of Salem. Today, October 14th, 2025, was a day that shook the very foundations of our beloved characters' lives, delivering a cascade of emotional turmoil, shocking betrayals, and decisions that could alter the course of their futures forever. If you missed today's episode or simply want to relive the breathtaking moments, buckle up as we dive deep into the chaos, heartbreak, and hope that define this unforgettable day. From tearful confrontations to life-changing revelations, this is Days of Our Lives at its most gripping. Tate's desperate dash to save his love. The episode opened with a scene that had viewers on the edge of their seats. Tate Black, his heart pounding with urgency, racing through the crowded streets of Salem in a desperate bid to stop Holly Jonas from boarding a plane to Paris. Holly, heartbroken and resolute, had made the agonizing decision to leave Salem behind, seeking solace with her mother, Nicole Walker, and stepfather, Eric Brady, in the City of Light. Her suitcase was packed, her ticket in hand, and her heart heavy with the belief that Tate, the boy she loved, was the father of Sophia's unborn child. The airport buzzed with the hum of travelers, the announcements crackling over the intercom, but for Holly, the world was a blur of pain and resolve. Tate, however, was not about to let her slip away without a fight. As he sprinted toward the airport, his mind raced with the bombshell revelation that had just turned his world upside down. Moments earlier, his father, Brady Black, had intercepted him at the door of the Black family home, his face etched with a mix of relief and urgency. "Tate, stop!" Brady had shouted, his voice cutting through the haze of Tate's panic. "You're not the father." The words hit Tate like a thunderbolt, halting him in his tracks. Brady, ever the protective father, revealed the Tesoro hypothesis, a groundbreaking DNA testing method that had conclusively proven Tate was not the father of Sophia's baby. The science was irrefutable, the results clear. Sophia's claims were false, and Tate was free from the burden that had threatened to tear his life apart. With this truth burning in his chest, Tate tore through the airport, dodging travelers and security guards, his heart pounding as he reached the gate just as Holly was about to board. The scene was cinematic in its intensity. Holly, standing at the jetway, her eyes red from unshed tears, turned to see Tate barreling toward her. "Holly, don't go," he cried, his voice raw with desperation. "Sophia's baby isn't mine." The words hung in the air, a lifeline thrown to a drowning soul. Holly froze, her hand clutching her boarding pass, as the weight of Tate's plea crashed over her. The other passengers faded into the background, their murmurs drowned out by the thudding of her heart. Would she stay in Salem, where her love for Tate had been tested by lies and betrayal, or would she board the plane and leave it all behind? The camera lingered on her face, her expression a storm of indecision, leaving viewers hanging on the precipice of her choice. This heart-stopping moment was more than a romantic cliffhanger. It was a testament to the resilience of love in the face of adversity. Tate's determination to fight for Holly, coupled with Brady's unwavering support, painted a vivid picture of a family united against the odds. As we await Holly's decision, one thing is certain: the ripples of this moment will echo through Salem for weeks to come. Gabby's shattering betrayal at DiMera Enterprises. Meanwhile, across town, the corporate intrigue at DiMera Enterprises reached a boiling point, delivering a betrayal so shocking it left Gabby Hernandez reeling. Gabby, known for her fierce ambition and razor-sharp intellect, had been vying for the coveted CEO position, believing she had the backing of Tony DiMera, a man she trusted implicitly. But today, that trust was shattered in a scene that crackled with tension and raw emotion. The setting was the sleek, glass-walled boardroom of DiMera Enterprises, where Gabby stood confidently, ready to claim her place at the helm. Tony, with his polished demeanor and cryptic smile, entered the room alongside Theo Carver, whose presence raised Gabby's suspicions. The air grew thick with anticipation as Tony cleared his throat and delivered the bombshell. He had never intended to give Gabby the CEO position. Instead, he announced that Theo, young, untested, but fiercely intelligent, was being groomed as his potential replacement. The words hit Gabby like a physical blow, her face a mask of disbelief and fury. "You used me," she spat, her voice trembling with rage. "All this time, you let me believe I had a chance." Tony's response was cool and calculated, his words dripping with the arrogance of a man who had played his cards perfectly. He acknowledged Gabby's contributions, but dismissed her ambitions, citing Theo's fresh perspective as the future of Demera Enterprises. Theo, caught in the crossfire, looked torn, honored by the opportunity, but acutely aware of the betrayal it represented. Gabby's eyes burned with unshed tears as she stormed out of the boardroom, vowing to make Tony pay for his deception. This seismic shift in the Demera power structure raises countless questions. Will Gabby retaliate with the cunning ferocity she's known for? Can Theo, still finding his footing in the cutthroat world of corporate politics, handle the weight of Tony's expectations? And what does this mean for the delicate balance of power within the Demera family? One thing is clear, Gabby's wrath is a force to be reckoned with, and Salem will feel its impact. Xander's apology and hidden truths. In a quieter, but no less intense corner of Salem, Xander Kyriakis faced his own demons as he sought to mend his fractured relationship with Sarah Horton. The couple's love story has been a roller coaster of passion and pain, and today's episode added another layer of complexity. Xander, his rugged features softened by remorse, sat across from Sarah in their cozy living room, the weight of his guilt palpable. "I'm sorry, Sarah," he said, his voice low and earnest. "I've made mistakes, and I'll do whatever it takes to make this right." Sarah, ever compassionate but no stranger to heartbreak, listened with a guarded heart. She wanted to believe in Xander's sincerity, but the shadow of his past actions loomed large. Unbeknownst to her, Xander was still hiding a dark secret, his role in the brutal beating of Philip Kyriakis, a crime that could destroy everything they've built. As Xander spoke words of love and redemption, the camera zoomed in on his clenched fist, a subtle hint of the turmoil roiling beneath his calm exterior. Sarah, sensing his unease, reached out to touch his hand, her eyes searching his for the truth. "What aren't you telling me, Xander?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The tension in the scene was palpable, a masterclass in understated drama. Xander's internal struggle, his desire to be the man Sarah deserves versus the fear of losing her if his secret is exposed, added a layer of depth to his character that fans have come to love. Will Xander come clean, or will his silence drive a wedge between them? As Sarah's trust hangs in the balance, viewers are left wondering if their love can survive the truth. Belle's fear for Marlena's health. Elsewhere, Belle Black Brady was consumed by worry for her mother, Marlena Evans, whose health took center stage in a storyline that tugged at the heartstrings. Marlena, a pillar of strength in Salem, has been battling mysterious health issues, and today's episode hinted at a potential relapse. Belle, ever the devoted daughter, stood by Marlena's side in the hospital, her face etched with fear as she watched her mother struggle through what appeared to be another seizure. The sterile hospital room, with its beeping monitors and stark white walls, contrasted sharply with the warmth of their bond, creating a scene that was both intimate and harrowing. As doctors rushed to stabilize Marlena, Belle clutched her mother's hand, whispering words of encouragement. "You're going to be okay, Mom," she said, her voice cracking with emotion. But the uncertainty in her eyes told a different story. Marlena's condition, shrouded in medical ambiguity, has left fans anxious for answers. Is this a recurrence of her previous health struggles, or is something new threatening the beloved psychiatrist? Belle's fear and determination to protect her mother added a poignant layer to the episode, reminding viewers of the unbreakable ties that bind the Black family. Abe's clash with Theo's ambitions. The drama didn't stop there. At the Carver household, Abe Carver faced a shocking revelation from his son, Theo, that sparked a heated confrontation. Theo, with a mix of pride and defiance, announced that he had accepted a job at DiMera Enterprises, the very company Abe has long viewed with suspicion and disdain. The news hit Abe like a betrayal, his face a storm of disappointment and concern. DiMera Enterprises, he thundered, his voice echoing through the room. Theo, you know what that family represents. Why would you tie yourself to them? Theo, standing his ground, argued that this was his chance to prove himself, to carve out a legacy of his own. The clash between father and son was electric, each word charged with years of history and unspoken expectations. Abe's protective instincts warred with his respect for Theo's independence, creating a dynamic that was both heartbreaking and relatable. As Theo stormed out, leaving Abe to grapple with his fears, viewers were left wondering if this rift could be mended or if Theo's decision would pull him deeper into the dangerous orbit of the DiMera family. Susan's cryptic advice to EJ. Finally, in a quieter but no less intriguing moment, Susan Banks offered cryptic advice to EJ DiMera, whose relationship with his son, Johnny, remains strained. Susan, with her quirky charm and uncanny intuition, sat across from EJ in the DiMera mansion, her eyes twinkling with knowing. "Be patient, Elvis," she said, her voice soft but firm. "Johnny's heart is hurt, but love takes time to heal." EJ, his jaw tight with frustration, nodded curtly, but the weight of Susan's words lingered. Johnny's distance from his father, fueled by past betrayals, has been a recurring theme, and Susan's advice hinted at a deeper truth that EJ has yet to confront. This moment, though brief, was a masterstroke of character development, showcasing EJ's vulnerability beneath his polished exterior. As Susan's words echoed in his mind, viewers were left to ponder, will EJ find the patience to rebuild his bond with Johnny, or will his pride stand in the way? A Day of Reckoning in Salem. October 14, 2025, was a day of reckoning in Salem, a tapestry of heartbreak, betrayal, and hope woven together with the masterful storytelling that Days of Our Lives is known for. From Tate's desperate plea at the airport to Gabby's shattering betrayal, from Xander's hidden truths to Belle's fears for Marlena, and from Abe's clash with Theo to Susan's cryptic wisdom, every moment was a reminder of why this show continues to captivate audiences worldwide. As we await the next chapter, the questions loom large. Will Holly stay in Salem, or will she leave Tate behind? Can Gabby reclaim her power in the face of Tony's deception? Will Xander's secret destroy his chance at happiness with Sarah? And how will Marlena's health crisis impact the Black family? We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.